Robert Stephenson Smith Baden-Powell was born on February 22, 1857, near Paddington, London, to a professor at Oxford University and his wife. At an early age, Baden-Powell lost his dad to pneumonia, leaving his mother Henrietta to raise the children. Nicknamed Steffi by his family, the young boy was a talented artist and enjoyed the wilderness. His brothers taught him how to camp, explore, and make campfires. They also taught him a lot about plants and animals. Steffi was enrolled to Charterhouse School in London at the age of 11. Charterhouse was surrounded by woods. He enjoyed hiking by himself and nature. He was a bright student but did not pay attention in class. In 1876, he took the entrance exam. Baden-Powell was sent to India as a sub-lieutenant. While in the Army, Robert Baden-Powell got the nickname of BP. During his military career, Baden-Powell served in India, Africa, Malta, and Afghanistan. He was a mapmaker and spy. Robert Baden-Powell was kept very busy and stated, "I enjoy the business awfully. There is always something to do." He wrote his first book, Reconnaissance and Scouting, which was published in 1884. Baden-Powell also wrote an instructions book for his troops titled Aids to Scouting. In 1899, during the Second Boer War, Baden-Powell was reassigned to Mafeking on the southern tip of South Africa. Mafeking was valuable to the British because it had a major railway system which connected South Africa to Rhodesia. During the siege of Mafeking, Baden-Powell's soldiers were outnumbered 6-1 and were low on supplies. Baden-Powell was sent to India as a sub-lieutenant. While in the Army, Robert Baden-Powell got the nickname of BP. During his military career, Baden-Powell served in India, Africa, Malta, and Afghanistan. He was a mapmaker and spy. Robert Baden-Powell was kept very busy and stated, "I enjoy the business awfully. There is always something to do." He wrote his first book, Reconnaissance and Scouting, which was published in 1884. Baden-Powell also wrote an instructions book for his troops titled Aids to Scouting. In 1899, during the Second Boer War, Baden-Powell was reassigned to Mafeking on the southern tip of South Africa. Mafeking was valuable to the British because it had a major railway system which connected South Africa to Rhodesia. During the siege of Mafeking, Baden-Powell's soldiers were outnumbered 6-1 and were low on supplies. Many months passed. The townspeople began. He bluffed by creating fake cannons, false landmines, imaginary barbed wire, and fake searchlights. These bluffs greatly helped to turn the tide for Britain. On May 16th, the siege was lifted, and after 217 days of battle, Baden-Powell and his troops won. Baden-Powell was named Hero of Mafeking and was promoted to Inspector General of the British Cavalry in early 1903. The people of the British Empire widely celebrated this major victory. As Inspector of the Cavalry, Baden-Powell observed a boys' brigade when he was challenged by their founder to create his own organization for young boys. 2 years later, BP put his idea to the test at Brownsea Island. Baden-Powell took 20 boys on a 2-week camping trip in 1907 to Brownsea Island. They were taught many skills and learned ways to become good citizens and form leadership skills. The oldest boy assigned.
The Boy Scouts of America requires certain skills. You have to be 21 years of age. You have to have some basic training. And it doesn't hurt to have outdoor skills, but that's not a necessary ability to have. It also is very important that you get along with youth very well. You want to be a mentor for that youth. And the most important thing is you want to accept the fact that the youth are the ones that are going to lead the troop and not you as a scoutmaster.
It was challenging for Baden-Powell to keep up with the growth of scouting. Baden-Powell's most famous quote, "Be prepared," was founded on his initials, BP. It means that you must be mentally and physically prepared for anything that comes your way and be a good citizen. Hundreds of people wanted to become scoutmasters. They all wanted to join in Baden-Powell's creation of scouting and help out. He wanted them to see things from a boy's point of view. By the request from King Edward, he made the tough decision of taking an early retirement from the army to pursue scouting. The King of England knighted Baden-Powell for his heroism. He started traveling the world and promoting scouting. There are also different branches of scouting. These include Wolf Cubs, Girl Guides, Rover Scouts, and Sea Scouts. Boys and Sea Scouts would learn how to manage a boat along with docking a ship. Sea Scouting had an early incident where several boys drowned in a freak accident. Scouts from different countries attended their funerals. These accidents were the first serious deaths in Scouting. Even though these accidents occurred, Sea Scouting still remains popular worldwide, and many of their alumni have made careers in naval occupations. Scouts also helped during World War I. They did the job of men by sending telegrams, guarding bridges, and helping with first aid. They also helped by creating funds for the Red Cross organization by selling stamps, along with other small things. Baden-Powell was no longer assigned to the military, so he did not need to go to the battlefield. During 1920, the First World Jamboree took place in London. 34 nations were represented during this event. At the Jamboree, the Scouts were taught good comradeship between the countries. One day, as Baden-Powell was talking to a scout, he gave Baden-Powell the name of Chief Scout of the World, and this name stuck with him for many years. Jamborees still continue to be held throughout the world and take place every 4 to 5 years, except during World War II. Some of these places include France, Denmark, Canada, the U.S., and Chile. Baden-Powell retired in 1938 from the scouting movement and went to spend the rest of his days in Kenya because his health was worsening. In 1939, Baden-Powell was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize, but didn't receive the award because of the outbreak of World War II. World War II broke out in Europe in 1939, and the English Scouts over the age of 14 helped as messengers. Scouts under the age of 16 were sent to rescue people trapped under debris in war. In the United States, Scouts promoted the buying of war bonds to help the war effort. Baden-Powell died in Kenya January 8, 1941. His death broke the hearts of all Scouts. Scouting still continued on through the lives of Scouts and their Scoutmasters.
So
The legacy of teaching boys life skills continue through the Merit Badge program. The Scouting Merit Badges signify mastery of certain skills. The boys can choose the merit badges they would like to complete. There are 21 specific merit badges that must be earned to achieve Eagle Scout. All are skills that can be used through life. All the ranks before Eagle are the same rank everywhere in the world, which are Scout, Tenderfoot, Second Class, First Class, Star, and Life.
In my mind, a leader needs to be a good listener, a good communicator. A leader needs to lead by example, meaning that he can't be afraid to.
Many of the Scouts grew up to be people who influenced and worked for a better world. Some of these people include Nelson Mandela, Neil Armstrong,